concerted, repeated pushing of hoaxes. You're like, wait a second, like, come on, man, this is too...
Who is in charge? Because I've been saying it for a while.
The View was one of the most influential and controversial talk shows on television, known for its polarizing debates, heated arguments, and strong political opinions. Hosted by figures like Whoopi Goldberg, Behar, and Sunny Hostin, the show was no stranger to controversy. However, its long history of bold accusations, questionable statements, and inflammatory rhetoric finally caught up with it. The downfall of The View wasn't just the result of declining ratings.
For a while.
Yes, you have.
I've been saying that I think Elon Musk believes he's president.
Or shifting audience preferences. It was the direct result of more than 30 defamation lawsuits. Elon Musk, Donald Trump, Carrie Underwood, and Joe Rogan were just a few of the high-profile figures who took legal action against the show after being publicly attacked, mocked, or accused of misconduct without evidence. What started as off-the-cuff remarks and fiery debates turned into multi-million-dollar legal...
Who is in charge? Because I've been saying it for a while.
Yes, you have.
I've been saying that I think Elon Musk believes he's president.
Battles, draining the show's financial resources and leaving ABC with no choice but to shut it down. As advertisers pulled their funding and public backlash reached an all-time high, the show that once thrived on controversy became a symbol of media recklessness and unchecked celebrity privilege. This is the story of how The View went from a dominant force in daytime television to a cautionary tale of defamation, legal warfare, and financial collapse. The cancellation of The View was not a sudden event. It was the result of years of unchecked accusations, heated political attacks, and inflammatory remarks that ultimately led to over 30 defamation lawsuits. These lawsuits drained the show's finances, tarnished its credibility, and forced ABC to pull the plug. Several of the lawsuits stood out as the most damaging, both financially and reputationally. Among them were legal battles with Elon Musk, Donald Trump, Carrie Underwood, and Joe Rogan, each of whom accused the show of defamation and spreading harmful misinformation. One of the most devastating lawsuits came from Tesla and SpaceX CEO Elon Musk, who filed a massive defamation suit against The View after repeated attacks from Whoopi Goldberg and other co-hosts. During multiple episodes, Whoopi and Behar mocked Musk, questioning his intelligence, leadership skills, and even his mental health. They also suggested that his businesses, including Twitter, now X, Tesla, and SpaceX, were either corrupt, dangerous, or built on government handouts. Musk, who is known for his direct confrontations, did not take these accusations lightly. His legal team argued that Whoopi's statements were not just opinions, but defamatory claims that damaged his reputation and potentially harmed investor confidence in his companies. Musk's lawsuit specifically cited the host's false claims that he had rigged Twitter algorithms to silence certain political voices, an allegation that had no basis, in fact. The lawsuit sought millions in damages, adding yet another financial burden to The View. The outcome. As Musk's lawsuit moved forward, it became one of the biggest financial threats to the show, forcing ABC's legal team to spend millions in defense fees. With other lawsuits stacking up, the network soon realized it was fighting a losing battle. For years, The View was one of Donald Trump's biggest critics, frequently mocking his presidency and personal life. Whoopi, Behar, and Sunny Hostin repeatedly accused Trump and his family of corruption, racism, and criminal activity, often presenting speculation as fact. However, in 2024, Trump fought back with a defamation lawsuit. His legal team argued that The View had engaged in a systematic smear campaign, spreading false allegations that had no factual backing. Trump, known for his aggressive legal tactics, demanded millions in damages and used the lawsuit as a way to publicly challenge The View's credibility. Facing multiple lawsuits at once, The View's legal team struggled to contain the damage. ABC executives worried that Trump's lawsuit, combined with Musk's, could bankrupt the show, leading to serious discussions about cancellation. In a surprising twist, Country music superstar Carrie Underwood also filed a defamation lawsuit against The View, after Whoopi Goldberg falsely accused her of controlling the music industry awards system. During a discussion about award show politics, Whoopi suggested that Carrie had manipulated the voting system to secure her multiple wins, a claim that had no evidence behind it. She implied that Carrie had industry connections that allowed her to unfairly dominate country music awards. Carrie, who has built a career on hard work and talent, was furious at the baseless allegations. Her legal team filed a multi-million-dollar defamation lawsuit, arguing that Whoopi's false claims damaged her reputation, questioned her integrity, and harmed her relationships within the music industry. Carrie's lawsuit added another financial burden to The View, with ABC realizing that the show's legal troubles were spiraling out of control. Another major legal blow came from podcast giant Joe Rogan, who sued The View for defamation after the hosts accused him of spreading misinformation and promoting dangerous ideologies. Whoopi and Behar frequently attacked Rogan, suggesting that his podcast, The Joe Rogan Experience, was a platform for conspiracy theories and harmful rhetoric. They misrepresented his statements about vaccines, government policies, and social issues, leading to a firestorm of controversy. Rogan, known for calling out media bias, took legal action, arguing that The View deliberately spread falsehoods to damage his credibility and influence. His lawsuit claimed that the show's mischaracterization of his views caused reputational harm and financial losses. Rogan's lawsuit, combined with Musk's, Trump's, and Carrie Underwood's cases, left The View financially crippled, pushing ABC toward a difficult decision about the show's future. Despite years of controversy, The View had always managed to survive thanks to its loyal audience and major network backing. However, by 2025, the weight of over 30 defamation lawsuits proved too much for the show to handle. The legal battles, combined with plummeting advertiser support, internal turmoil, and declining ratings, forced ABC into a financial and reputational crisis, ultimately leading to The View's permanent cancellation. The combined lawsuits from Elon Musk, Donald Trump, Carrie Underwood, Joe Rogan, and others drained the show's financial resources. Each lawsuit required a legal defense team, settlement negotiations, and court costs, which added up to tens of millions of dollars. Some sources claimed that ABC spent upwards of $50 million in legal fees trying to fend off the wave of lawsuits. In some cases, settlements were the only option. Rather than risk drawn-out trials and larger payouts, ABC quietly settled some of the cases behind closed doors. However, this only encouraged more lawsuits, as additional celebrities and public figures saw the opportunity to take legal action against the show. By early 2025, The View was no longer just a television show. It had become a legal liability for ABC. One of the biggest blows to The View came when major advertisers began pulling their sponsorships. As the lawsuits piled up and the negative press surrounding the show intensified, companies no longer wanted to be associated with the controversy. Brands like Pepsi, Dove, and Verizon reportedly cut ties with The View, citing concerns about public backlash and reputational damage. Advertising executives feared that continued association with a show accused of defamation and reckless reporting would hurt their image. With ad revenue making up a significant portion of the show's budget, the loss of sponsorships pushed The View into an even deeper financial hole. Behind the scenes, tension among the hosts and network executives reached a breaking point. Reports surfaced that ABC executives were furious over the legal chaos the show had created. Internal discussions were held about firing Whoopi Goldberg and restructuring the show entirely, but it quickly became clear that no amount of damage control would restore The View's credibility. There were also rumors of conflicts among the co-hosts, with some, including Alyssa Farah Griffin and Sarah Haynes, reportedly distancing themselves from Whoopi and Behar. Some panelists believed that the show's overtly aggressive style had gone too far, making The View a legal and public relations disaster. In early 2025, ABC executives made the final, unavoidable decision. The View had to be canceled indefinitely. The combination of skyrocketing legal fees, declining ratings, advertiser withdrawals, and network pressure made it clear that the show could not continue. When the official announcement came, it marked the end of an era for daytime television. The show, which had run for nearly 3 decades, had once been a dominant force in media, shaping political debates and sparking national conversations. Now it had become a cautionary tale about the consequences of reckless statements, media accountability, and legal overreach. The cancellation of The View marks the end of one of the most controversial talk shows in television history. For nearly 3 decades, the show thrived on bold political debates, heated arguments, and provocative commentary, often pushing the boundaries of journalistic responsibility. However, its reliance on sensationalized statements and unverified claims ultimately led to its downfall. What began as a platform for lively discussions turned into a legal nightmare, with over 30 defamation lawsuits draining the show's financial resources and destroying its credibility. Elon Musk, Donald Trump, Carrie Underwood, and Joe Rogan were just a few of the high-profile figures who took legal action against the show, accusing its hosts of recklessly spreading misinformation and making defamatory remarks without evidence. These lawsuits exposed a deeper issue within modern media. Where does free speech end and defamation begin? For years, The View operated under the belief that it could criticize, accuse, and speculate without consequence. However, these lawsuits forced a reckoning, demonstrating that even major media platforms must be held accountable for what they say. Beyond the legal battles, The View faced internal chaos, fading advertiser support, and plummeting ratings. Major brands refused to associate with the show, fearing backlash from audiences who had grown tired of its increasingly hostile and one-sided approach. Even ABC executives struggled to control the damage, with discussions about firing Whoopi Goldberg and restructuring the show proving too little, too late. In the end, The View collapsed under the weight of its own controversies. While some argue that its cancellation is a victory for media accountability, others see it as a warning about the growing threat of censorship and legal battles against opinion-based platforms. The legacy of The View will be debated for years to come. Was it a powerful voice for women and political discourse, or did it become a reckless platform that spread misinformation? Regardless of where you stand, one thing is certain. The end of The View signals a shift in media culture, proving that even the most powerful shows are not immune to the consequences of their words. Do you think The View was unfairly targeted, or was its cancellation deserved? Should media personalities be held legally accountable for false or defamatory statements? Were Whoopi Goldberg and Behar responsible for the downfall of The View, or was it a network-wide failure? Do you think the show deserved to be canceled, or was it just a victim of legal overreach? We want to hear your take. And if you enjoy hard-hitting media analysis, celebrity scandals, and breaking news breakdowns, subscribe to our channel and hit the notification bell. There's always more to uncover, and you won't want to miss our next big story. See you in the next one.